Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Shai gonna enter some interesting conversations this year, man. Like
What
I'm
are those
saying,
conversations?
me personally, I think there's been a not a gap, but like for me, there's been a clear top four guys, and then like fifth, you could have the conversation. SGA, if that pull up three is real, I think he separates himself from the second group and enters that first group of those main four. In my opinion. And I'm gonna be honest,
So you
I
think
don't know what the
SGA
answer.
Luka conversations are going to be real this year? There's going to be like
I think they should be viewed as real, but I don't think they will be because Luka's gonna fill up the box score in ways that SGA won't. But from a skill set perspective, being unstoppable, game plans, all of those things. Plus, I think SGA still does provide more defensive value than Luka. All of those things, I do think the conversation should be valid to have. But I don't think it will be viewed that way because
even if 1-for-1, it isn't a straight comp. I think the fact that the OKC Thunder will very, very likely be better than the Dallas Mavericks in the regular season, it would elevate SGA into those conversations as their best player, and not even like their best player. He's clearly the best player. So as the leader of that group and potentially, you know, and obviously I pick OKC to win the championship, but if that team starts out like 50-7 or 50-9 or something like that, and they fully could, right? In a stacked West, and they start running away with the group, and he's the best player, and he's averaging 30 a game. Yeah, you're gonna have some really crazy conversations about SGA.
But he did that last year, though. I mean, with the exception of winning the championship, he did that last year.
he look better now. He look better now. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, I was about to say, go ahead, Ron.
That goes with what you say though, all the time. Like if a dude does it for 1 year, you're like, yeah, okay. But if you do it for 3 straight years, and I'm talking about him averaging 30.
We got to start talking about something different. We have to.
You
top
always
of the
win it
conference
the year
2
after.
straight years.
We got to start talking about something different.
You get praised the year after. So like last year, Shaq was saying he should have won MVP, whatever. I don't agree with that, but sure. Some people think he should have won MVP. This year, if he does it again, but he does it a little bit better, they will 100% give him the MVP. And yeah, I think it's going to be.
And I think he played good enough last year. Like my 2 front runners for MVP last year was Shai and Luka. And
over Jokic.
Yeah, we done with that fat guy, man.
Yeah, I thought they both.
Swipe about to pull up on you in a ski mask right now. Okay,
I think they both.
Ox or Mars or both.
Swiping no better.
Both of them. He's going to be going to Great Britain, and he's going to be going over to Ox in Portland.
I don't know what he waiting for him in Great Britain. I don't know what.
Ox, you said both of them, both SGA and Luka.
He's going to stop by your woodshed in Alabama.
They both made a good enough case to be MVP last year for sure.
I didn't have a problem with Joker winning it, and I didn't have a problem with SGA losing. I just had a problem with he got robbed. Like, wait a minute. Okay,
right. There was no rivalry.
No,
Sean.
He did not get robbed. I mean, he lost to the best player in the league. That's who he lost to. Who played great last season. When I watched, and again, I watched a little bit. I didn't watch much of Oklahoma City last night. I watched a little bit of it, and the thing that I saw more than anything from SGA is I love how 1, shifty he is, and 2, he is not going to let you speed him up or slow him down. He's going to play at his own pace. He knows how to slam the brakes on, and he also knows how to step on the accelerator. And when you have that kind of shiftiness and that kind of pace, and you're not going to let anybody slow you down or speed you up, it's impossible to stay in front of a guy like that. Now, to Mars's point, if he puts that stop and pop long ball in his game, I think we can have a different conversation about it.
And I still think Luka's probably better than him. I'm pointing out that.
Yep.
I think the conversation won't be outrageous, but people will view it as such because Shai's going to average like 31, 6, and 5, and Luka's going to average 35, 10, and 10. So it's going to be like, how can we have this conversation? But I just feel like I don't know what you do with Shai, if I'm being honest. If he's making that pull-up 3, I don't know what you're meant to do.
You don't.
That pull-up 3 is dope for Shai and all that, right?
Yep.
But I'm kind of the mind where it's like you got a basketball player, they're not going to be good at everything. You know what I'm saying? There's just going to be certain things that you can't do. Like, you just got to accept that in your game sometimes. And he doesn't have to get that pull-up 3 ball in his game to be MVP or to be unstoppable or to not be able to cook. He can just keep getting more proficient at the things he does, keep getting stronger, and more. And even more importantly than that, keep having a better team. His teammates just got better. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
And,
he's already proficient in that mid-range game. though. Like I don't.
One of the best in the league.
It's hard for him to add to that. Like obviously you can get better. You can go from great to excellent. You can go from excellent to whatever the tier is above that. Phenomenal.
Now wait a minute, Ron.
What's
Wait a
up?
minute, Ron. We're not talking about SGA being a knockdown long ball shooter. No, I ain't saying that. But if it's respectable, where we get him in the stop and pop in transition, where it's respectable, I think we can have a different conversation.
I think it's already respectable though.
Teams of all the things to live
They'll
with,
live with that. They'll live with that.
They live with it because they have to.
But
They don't live with it because they necessarily want
He
to.
gets to a point where he can now kill you with that because he's already one of the best drivers in the league, especially like on a volume base. Like he drives more than anyone. He's already one of the best mid-range players in the league. He shoots them damn near more than anyone. If he's now one of the better pull-up three-point shooters in the league, or just one of the better three-point shooters in general, he doesn't need to shoot 10 a game. I'm not saying on a volume perspective, but if he's shooting at a high clip from three, wide open catching shoots, or he can get to his step back, or he can get to his pull-up where he's shooting with forward momentum now, because all of his pull-up threes last year were pretty much step backs because he just shoots better with backwards momentum. Similar to Luka, but if he's shooting pull-up threes in a variety of situations, he's now one of the best drivers, best mid-range shooters, and one of the best three-point shooters.
But how does that happen, Mars? How does he just become that?
I mean, his
release
looks smoother this year in terms of it looks more conducive for.
Looks like he got stronger, maybe.
I don't know what I don't know who he worked. I don't know who he worked with. I think OKC have Chip England over there, so maybe Chip England been working with him about just there used to be like a little hitch in his 3-point release. The hitch doesn't look to be there anymore.
That's driver thing.
So I'm
driver.
This is a great math problem.
I'm very well aware. Like I'm very well aware of what the offseason is for and what players are doing in the offseason.
Yeah.
But for him to just become have a high clip, one of the top guys, I think that's just unrealistic. Now, like to Chill's point, like I get what you're saying, Chill. Like if you got to close out on me, that's just as good to me.
Right.
It's like if you feel like you can't just let me shoot it, that's good enough for me to have. Now I got easier lanes to the rack. As y'all already said, he's great in the mid range, but now if you got to come out to me, then now I'm gonna be even more wide open there. So I can see that, but I don't understand a guy just being whatever he was last year to one of the top pull-up 3-point shooters this year.
He has indicators. I mean, like he has great touch, the free throw percentage. He also has years where he shot well from three. I can't remember what year it was, 21,
20.
Maybe. 20. One of those years earlier on, he was shooting like 40% from three on pretty good volume, and it's gone down, but his release has changed since that point. But now it looks more fluid. So he has indicators of being a good shooter. But your point about it opens up more. Yes, it's less about the percentages that one shoots, and it's more about how teams treat your ability to do so. Exactly. Someone can shoot 45% from three and be deemed as less of a threat than someone who shoots 36%. Trae Young gets more attention on the outside than Bilal Coulibaly, even though I think Bilal shot a better percentage from three. I use Bilal because that was the argument we had during the season about floor spacing. But if Shai just gets treated as if he's that dangerous of a shooter, that opens up his driving game even more. That opens up his mid-range game even more to where he doesn't need to shoot 9 threes a game. But if he's treated as if he's dangerous enough to where 9 threes a game will kill you, he's going to be so much better at the things he's already the best in the league at. That's what makes him an unsolvable problem.
Which is ironic, Mars, because a guy, really quickly, Penn, and I want to hear what you have to say about this, but it's ironic, too, considering a guy at 6'6" who doesn't play above the rim, and he doesn't. He plays below the rim. You would think that a guy who gets to the rim with that kind of volume and finishes the way he does, I would think that he would play above the rim, but he's not a super duper athlete, right? He's not throwing the ball over the top of guys, but he's able to get to the rim and finish with the best of them. So I try to make sense of a lot of stuff that Shai does. It's some of it is confusing.
He's not.
So he just know how to use his body.
Vertical. He's not a great vertical athlete. He is a great functional athlete. And I think that matters.
But acceleration, agility, all of those things.
Vince Carter was a better athlete than Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It matters to some extent, but at the end of the day, balance has to matter. Coordination has to matter. Core strength has to matter. And your footwork has to matter. You know, all these things have to matter. And you know, I love that we're discussing this because the point of the pull-up threat, right? What Mars was saying, to extend on that point, what happens when you are a threat to score on the pull-up, especially coming off of like deep range, like Steph Curry or something like that, you pull the defense so far up the court that you open the paint for cutters and rollers. That paint needs to open up. Like you need it to open up because that's the most efficient place on the basketball court. So that threat to shoot, when you widen that angle on the pull up, so when Shai comes off a screen and he's a threat to conclusively bury you at 28 feet, 27 feet, if he's a threat to do that, that's Chet, that's Isaiah Hartenstein diving to the basket, and that's the big having to lift up and not being able to play drop in that coverage. So that's going to be very helpful. So I love that we're discussing the equation. Here's a number that's baffling my mind. We got nearly 1,000 people in here. We only got 126 likes. What are y'all doing? Hit the like button.
And doing Ron's job for him is crazy.
Ron, get on your garbage, Mars. Trash. What is this dude doing?
No, what are y'all doing here? I'm not doing my job, but y'all not doing your jobs either. If y'all do your jobs, maybe I'll do my job.
Focus, Ron.
Y'all want to see me? Y'all want to see me host better?
SGA,
like the video.
SGA first team All NBA. No
yes,
doubt about
first team.
Yo, wait, chat, like this video to get Ron some hosting classes.
Thank you. That's really ultimately what I need.
Let's do it.
The more you guys the more money can get donated towards me
just so you know.
Working on my craft, you know? If not, I'm just going to be...
I function with the L host. So I think a W host might throw the vibe off. Personally, I think if Ron went from just the L host to a W host, the show wouldn't be the same. You know what I mean?
So you might have to stay whack, Ron, in order to keep my man Ox functioning.
Stay weak as hell. We'll be all right.
Yeah, you being bad makes the whole team better.
That's crazy.
No doubt. It seems like we're just doing an incredible carry job.
That's what we're doing, and it's working. So let's keep that motion. Let's do that.
Yo, chat. Can you guys let me know what starter I am on a good team?
According to Penn, you're Jaylen Brown.
What's their name? Andre Robinson.
Hey,
all right, bro. All right, no, I don't want to do this no more. Chat, we're not doing this.
So focus, Ron. SGA first team All NBA.
Yeah, first team.
Ox.
SGA already said first team.
All right, cool. So SGA, we'll move up to that first team category. And next we have